Hello, my name is Gabriella Valentine, and I will be doing a review/book talk on a picture book titled The Matchbox Diary. The Matchbox Diary was written by Paul Fleischman, not sure how to say that, who is also known to have written books such as Westlonia, Sidewalk Circus, The Dunderheads Behind, and also Joyful Noise Poems for Two Voices, which also won a Newbery Medal. Now, the plot of the book is about a little girl who visits her grandfather. She finds a cigar case with a bunch of matchboxes inside. Now, inside each matchbox is something different, and they have a meaning. The grandfather takes the little girl on a journey to tell her about the meanings behind every object inside each matchbox that correlates to events that happened in the grandfather's past. Now, the first passage I'm going to read to you is found on page 2. If you haven't yet noticed, the illustrations in this story are amazing and gorgeous. They are so lifelike, and it's one of the things that caught my eye. So, see? You like boxes just like me. You smoke cigars? No. Me either. There's no cigars in it anyway. What's inside? Not just one story, but lots. What's in the little boxes? My diary. What's a diary? A way to remember what happens to you. Usually it's a book people write in. When I was your age, I had a lot I wanted to remember. But I couldn't read or write. So I started this. Open the first one. The reason I chose this passage is because it's a gateway to what is to be expected in the story. You are led to the very first matchbox, which begins the story, and then you are to expect what other matchboxes will have inside and what story the grandfather possibly has for each object within the matchbox. Now to the second passage I chose to read to you guys. Here's the illustrations for it first. Still gorgeous. The passage says, "How long did it take you to fly across the country? 5 hours? That trip from Italy took 19 days. I know because I put a sunflower seed shell in the box every morning." You can see the seed shells. Then everyone was calling, "La Statua della Libertà." I ran up to the deck. There was New York. A boat came up to our selling food. Our neighbors on the ship bought bananas and gave my family one. I bit into it and spat it out. I didn't know you were supposed to peel it. I also chose this passage because it marks another journey for the grandfather in his past arriving to America, and obviously the different things he runs into being from Italy, not used to the American life, and you get to see that throughout the story, and obviously it starts out kind of humorous as he didn't know how to eat a banana. So the overall impression I have of the book, I absolutely love the illustrations. They are beautiful, they're gorgeous. It looked like it took so much time and effort, and the illustrations was the deciding factor for me to get this book. I just loved it, and I was very interested to read what this book had to offer. So as an artist myself, I just appreciated illustrations. I personally was interested in the book. I really wanted to know what was inside each matchbox and what the story was behind it. I would try sometimes to guess maybe what the meaning behind the object in the matchbox was, and then I would compare to see if what I thought matched the story, which often it didn't, but it was still very fun to do. I would absolutely suggest this book to others. It is a good read, especially if you like, or students like, historical fiction. It was a great historical fiction book, and it's just really interesting, again, to know what's inside these matchboxes. The book had a couple higher vocabulary words, such as silk, horse-drawn carriage, button hook, and canaries. But some of the cool things about the story is that the author did define some of those words in the story, which was pretty cool. The age I would recommend for this story would be around 4th grade up. It's not geared to a specific gender, it's not for boys, it's not for girls, it can be for both. And it wouldn't hurt to read this story to the kids, so that's what I think about that. And as far as content goes, the obvious answer would be social studies. It is, again, historical fiction, so you can easily fit that into social studies. Social studies talks about immigration, the lifestyle of the grandfather in the past during moments that our generation won't be able to understand or even know about, the grandfather can talk about. And as far as another subject or content is language arts. They can use it for sequencing, timelines, dialogue, and storytelling, and so much more. The way I connect this to my life it reminds me that everyone has a story, and everyone's story is unique. And it reminds me that I should take time to listen to everyone's story or hear what they have to say. The world isn't boring after all, and it's actually run by stories that I have yet to be told. So that is the Matchbox Diary, and I suggest a good read.